This is Welikoda again, and I'm solving another problem for Sia Kota, the same Olympiad problem that I solved last week, but this time around we are doing question two of the same paper, which is letters. For those of you who didn't see what that all was about, so last week this is the problem that we solved. It was question one BMI, but this week we are solving letters, just the Programming Olympiad question for high schools. Alright, let's jump straight to question two. I'm just going to expand this a little bit. If you see here on question two, they tell you that Amahle is playing a game at school with her teacher. Her teacher writes a single letter A to Z on the board. Amahle must then sing the alphabet song in reverse order, starting from the letter on the board. Amahle is only allowed to sing every second letter. Write a program that receives a single letter as input and outputs the letters that Amahle must sing or Amahle sings. Alright, if you look at this problem, there are things that you already know that, like, of course, with letters from A to Z, we have 26 of them. So that's one clue that you can use. And another thing, you are given a sample input here. So they tell you that if the input is D, then the final letter should be DB. Of course, this makes sense because if you have A, B, C, D all the way to D, if you go in reverse order, starting with D, you're going to skip C and then go to B. But then once you are in B, you need to skip A, and then after A, there is no letter after. So it means your final output should just be DB. Again, let's look at G. If the input is G, we have GECA, because if you start from G, you're gonna skip F, and then your next letter is gonna be E, and then if you after E, you're gonna skip D and go to C, and then after C you skip B, you go to A. So this is pretty much straightforward. All right, let's not waste time and then just jump into this code. So I'm gonna clear this and then I'm gonna go to my projects, because I do have a folder where I save all my Programming Olympiad questions. So I'll just go to the Olympiad file that we worked with the last time. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. And we are on 2022. All right. Let's just create a file here, question2.py. Oops, sorry, my bad. Touch q2.py. Alright, now we can see that we have an empty file there for question 2. So what I will do is I will open this with Visual Studio Code and we can just quickly go to it. Cool. We see that this is the question we solved the last time. The only thing I'm gonna copy here is this, because you always need to have this as your first thing. So basically this is a comment saying which version of Python you are using. The language, the first thing is your name, surname, the question, your name, surname, your code. You get this from your teacher when you're writing this assessment, and then then you must state which language you are using and the version. So today we are solving question 2. So I'll just change this to Q2 and then my name, the code. You'll get this code also from your teacher. Alright, now let's kick it. The first thing that we need to do here, we know that we can get the letter, which is the input, like this. You don't write the message, you just say input and then you get whatever input, because they use machines to mark these papers. So it's automated code that marks it. Next, we need to say now, we know that from A to Z, there are 25 26 letters. So we need to have a list of, we need to have a string that's going to store all those letters. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Alright, let's count. Must be 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, cool. Before we waste time, remember that when they said when the input is D, they expect an output of dB. Let's see that in action how it actually happens. So if you are given D, Amahle will start from the letter D, print it out, and then she will jump C and go to letter B, and then she must jump A and go to the next letter. However, there is no letter after A, and there is already a pattern here. To move from the current position to another, you just jump to step 1, 2. So we already see that pattern. The first thing that we need to do to make sure that our code works as expected, we need to create a string. We're going to call that string Amahle letters. So when Amahle starts, the first letter is going to be the one that was taken as an input. Then before we even go to our while statement, we need to get the value n. So we will say n equals all the letters that we have dot index. Basically, we are trying to find the position of the given letter because that will guide us on where to start, going all the way back. Alright, however, we see that there is a pattern. If you start from D, you need to skip C and then go to B. And then from B, you skip A, you go to another alphabet. So this means in our steps, we need to subtract a 2 because this will help us to move on to the next letter. So the next letter after this is going to be at the current letter position minus 2. All right. So for example, if you are here, A, B, C, D, the letter D is at position 3. We start counting from 0, remember, right? So if you subtract a 2 from 3, you will get 1. So let's count 0, 1. Hence the next letter is B after D. Alright, so that's pretty much clear. Now we need to say while our n is greater or equal to 0, remember that we need to stop. We want to keep going, but then we want to stop when we have reached all the alphabets. So the last alphabet is at position 0. And from here, we can then now say, okay, cool. We need to build that string now with Amahle letters. So the string that you see at the top there, we need to add to it. So we will say Amahle letters equals Amahle letters plus. So we need to now build it. So we will say in letters, you will go to the letter at position n. Alright, and then once you've done that, because we want to update our n so that when we check, this condition must be false. So for this while loop to stop, we need to reach a condition where the statement is false at line 10. So now we're going to say our n equals n minus 2. So that's how we move on to another letter. So this n is just for our position. Alright, that's basically it. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 lines, and then here your line number 8 is for printing out the input. So let's print our output. And our outputs will just be all the letters that Amahle will sing. Okay. we can pretty much just clear this and run our program. So I'm gonna run this program. I'll say Python 3 q2.py, and then I pass in the letter D, so the output should be db. There we go. And then now if I run the other input that they gave me, which was G, we get geca, and we can compare our result. Bingo, straightforward. Coding is so nice and easy, guys. All right, all the best with participating in the Programming Olympiad for high school, those who will be doing it this year. I wish you all luck. And if you want me to be your tutor, just get hold of me. I'll leave my details on the description below. You can get me on LinkedIn, WhatsApp, or just send me an email.